Welcome to Hospitality Property School. This podcast is where savvy hotel, inn, bed and breakfast, and resort owners and managers get their weekly dose of hospitality property tactics and strategies from authorities in the hospitality industry. They will share their decades of experience and help you find success. You are listening to Hospitality Property School with your host, Gerry MacPherson. Welcome to another edition of Hospitality Property School. I am your instructor, Gerry MacPherson, and today I'm going to talk about training methods to consider. A hospitality property employee can be taught how to run a front desk. Food and beverage staff can learn on the job the best way to serve customers. Housekeepers can be trained in how to properly clean a room. What is harder is to teach empathy, how to smile, be assisting, and act on an instinctive sense of making a guest feel welcomed and comfortable in their surroundings. The hospitality at the heart of the property. With more hospitality properties hiring employees for their manner, what are the best ways to teach employees with cultured soft skills who need technical and operational know-how? It is important that training take into account different generations of employees, from younger millennials just out of school to older workers who may be making a career switch to hospitality. It can be challenging to balance different approaches to training younger and older workers, but it needs to be considered. One of the most effective forms of employee training is role-playing. Horrible for any employees, but a proven strategy to reduce employee turnover and results in a more effective, productive, and engaged staff. Allow them to play the role of a guest while working with staff who are training them, and then to switch the roles to play the part of the employee and the trainer plays the part of the guest. When new employees experience the property as a guest, it is easier to understand how a guest might feel, and they can learn the skills they need for the job. This method has been around for many years and still works today. Using the five senses while role-playing can even be more effective in embracing. For example, if employees smell garbage in a waste bin basket or overpowering odors from the kitchen, they could get an idea of how that would affect them if they were guests. If the lobby floor is tacky or wet, how it would make them feel if they were staying at the property. It can be difficult for new employees to understand how different departments of a hospitality property depend on one another. For this reason, you can take the opportunity to have new employees cross-train. A housekeeper can play act as a guest in a dining room and try the food, while a kitchen server can be brought to a guest room to examine the condition of the room. Role-playing can be very effective when small groups of employees that are training are paired together and can offer each other analysis and feedback. Shadowing. Partnering experienced and newer employees together to shadow each other. Employees can shadow one another, learn what the property is about, any unique story, so they understand what is different or special about this property. If done right, employees can have each other's back without a level of competition, while developing a motherly or fatherly relationship that can really benefit both parties. Shadowing should start from day one and comprise of about 80% of the first 2 weeks for any new employee. With shadowing, an employee can ask questions as they are learning the job that will have a better chance of sticking. Digitally. While the widespread use of technology in training is still a few years away, online learning tools are being utilized by some properties, and this is a topic that I'll be delving into with more detail in the future. But if this is a method you are considering, it has been determined that when you have a new hire, you don't want to bombard them with too much all at once. I've seen some property owners try to do this with digital training. Try to stick to bite-sized learning that is very relevant to them and their needs. In conclusion, no matter what method or methods you are choosing for training, make sure that you stay consistent and relative. Training like this helps your employees feel valued and that your property is willing to invest in them. I would always recommend these types of training. It works well in just about any kind of property and in any kind of location, and is proven to lower turnover by about 20%. If training is effective, it actually helps improve an employee's life skills. They will be more connected to your property, feel cared for, and will want to stay longer on the job. If you have any stories about training methods to consider and would like to share, or have any questions or feedback, leave them in the comments section of the show notes. You can find them at KeystoneHospitalityDevelopment.com/KHDC105. That is it for today's session of Hospitality Property School. We do appreciate your comments, and if you have topic ideas, reach out to us on Facebook at facebook.com/KeystoneHDC, on Twitter at KeystoneHDC, or by email at info@KeystoneHospitalityDevelopment.com. As always, let's continue to work together to put heads in your beds. Until next time, have a fun day. This session of Hospitality Property School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe so as not to miss any hospitality property tactics and strategies that will help you find the success you have always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best content possible. We will see you next time, right here in Hospitality Property School.